7 minutes, I can interview somebody in the next. All right. Welcome to week 5 in the GTIFL. It's an exciting week today. So we're just gonna jump right into it, right? Because the excitement, the energy is out of the roof this week. So I have with us here one of the veterans in the league, you know, Mr. Brendan Gray. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. Nice to see you again.
Hey, big time receiver. So today you guys have a matchup against the Knights, right? Two teams who are up and coming with a lot of talent. But some would say, I would say, that it's not necessarily where the talent and the product on the field is meshing. Talk to us a little bit about that and how you feel about that narrative.
You know, offensively, it's been a struggle so far, 2 games in. We show flashes.
Exactly.
We definitely just got to stay on routine.
Yes.
Continue to make plays. Don't let one bad play take us down. Don't let one play get us too high.
Yeah.
One after the other. Forget the short term. Just long game.
Yeah. Next play.
Next play.
All right. So with that being said, both teams, more so you guys on the defense, you've been carrying the loads. Well, your offense is the dominant piece of it. So who, as an offensive player, who are you looking to kind of go against? Needless to on the offensive side of the Knights.
Offensively, we're going to go over Bryson. We're going to go for number 2. I don't even know his name.
Yeah.
Don't know how to say his name, I should say.
Yeah, fair.
I've watched him play.
Yeah.
Good ball player. Good ball player.
Yeah, so
those 2 are definitely their offensive guys that we've keyed in on this week. They got to beat us with someone besides those 2.
Yeah. Okay. So as far as you now, last question: is there a particular emphasis to this game? What does this game mean to you? Week 5.
Win now.
Win now.
Win now. Got to win.
Right.
Set the tone early. Put up some points and win the game.
Yeah. Told you guys.
Will do the rest.
Week 5, we can expect a lot of points because all 4 teams we have today are excited and they're really looking to score. So Brandon, good luck today.
Love seeing you. Thank you.
Hey, I hope a couple touchdowns. I got some parlays. I know some fans are betting on you.
I hope so too.
Let's get it. All right. Again, good luck, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. Week 5, GTIFL. It's your boy, Coach E. So we have an exciting game. It's going to be the Knights versus the Thunders, bringing it back to the field. All right, so our first game is about to start any minutes now. So a quick rundown for both of the teams, right? So we have the Thunder, who's coming off a loss versus the Supreme team. Though they fought very, very, very hard, the score was 32-0. Going up against the veteran Maverick, who's the quarterback and a sergeant. Their defense did what they could, but eventually against a player like that, they weren't able to put up some points. So we're hoping that the Thunder, as you heard, the key player for this game, They're hoping that they can shut down their two players, who is number 2, Shamar, and Mr. Bryson Klein, from being disruptive. And by doing so, they will be able to pull up a victory and create a winning streak. Which brings me now to the Knights. They are coming off a victory last week versus the Axolotus. They weren't able to put up a lot of points, but they were able to get just enough and also keep their opponent off the board with a score of 13-0. So this game is a big tone setter, right? Because both teams are gonna be facing our game 2 of the night, which means the Thunders are gonna be facing the Hitsquad, and the Knights are gonna be facing the Longhorns. So again, the game's about to start any minutes now. We have the ref coming to the field. Shout out to all of our sponsors for making this possible. And shout out to you at home, whether it be in Mexico, the United States, the UK, or in Canada. We appreciate you tuning in. All right, as you can see, we have the coin toss with the game about to start. All right, so as we get ready to start this game, we're going to see the Knights receiving the ball and starting on offense. So before we get the very first snap of the game, this game is brought to you by Can-Am, Fire Protection Systems, Madonna Engineering, Design Medical Building System, Cooper Inc., Krypton Steel, Deck, Siding, Wall System, and more, and Nocturne Forming, Concrete Forming Services. And we are in for the first play. So you see a run right away to the veteran, number 25, Bryson Klein. So we have second down. Second down and about 15 to go. So again, we see the Knights handing it off to Bryson with a very minimal gain. The Knights swarming with the gang tackle, gain of about 2 yards. So it's important to understand what the rule is, right? So you get 4 down to cross the midfield logo. And oftentimes the game happens so quick that you want to make use of your first 2 down. So we see the same formation, them handing it off to the running back again, evades one defender, and a whole bunch of Thunder on the play, making sure that the gain does not go any further. So now we have 4th down. 4th and about 7. And the Knights punt it, changing possession. We have a first change of possession. Thunder starting on their own 25, 1st and 25. So to all the new viewers who are here, when you are on 3rd down and you don't feel confident or you don't feel warm enough that the plays that you're going to call is going to get you past the half, you have the opportunity to punt it. So it's not an actual kick, it's just the opposing team receives the ball on their end, right? So now we see the Thunder with the first offensive possession with the key player at the top of your screen, but they decide to run the ball to number 2. And we know number 2, Shamar, is somebody who's elusive and can get you yards just as good of a running back as the opposing team, Bryson Klein. So that's the matchup to keep watch for this evening in this first game. And that would be gain of about 7 for 2nd down. So again, the Thunder have a style of play that they usually don't like to be rushed. They go at their own speed, and initially it's a very focused and veteran group. As you see there, the quarterback pulling it down and gaining some big yards. Big run by number 17, Griffin Monahan, recognizing that no one was open, so just climb the pocket and move the chain. 3rd down. All right, so it seems to be a little bit of confusion with the stripes here. Let's see, was there some laundry on the field that we've missed? So we know for sure it is 3rd down. That was a gain of 10. We have 3rd and 9 to go. With 25 minutes left on the clock, no team has been able to cross half. So the game is being played strategically. You see both teams not trying to give off or show their hands too quick, but ultimately trying to make sure that their star players are getting fed. So we have 3rd down crossing the half, making an automatic 1st down. Big catch by the one and only Brandon Gray. 1st down. Hey, that's white chocolate right there, right? His game remind me of like an Adam Thielen. You know, somebody who you know is very meticulous. It's not going to do too much. It's going to take advantage of what the defense is giving him. But it's very underrated when it comes to the route running. So let's see if they come out and run here and give it off. We have the handoff, and the Knights were right on the spot, ready to sniff it out. On the tackle, number 37 of the Knights, Blake Martin. Blake Martin with the tackle. No gain. 2nd down. And that big tackle was brought to you by Cooper Inc. All right, we have 2nd and 25. 24. So we see the same formation. Thunder decides to throw, pass intended to number 11, Jason Alves. Passes over his head, incomplete. 3rd down. So you can see what the Thunder is trying to do. They're trying to make sure they keep the Knights defense on their toes as far as the D-line, keeping them engaged where if they get too aggressive, we've seen the quarterback climb the pocket and gain those yards. But if they're playing passive which then trickles down to the rest of the team, the secondary and the middle, where guys are getting caught sleeping. Like right now, they weren't, right? But if guys are getting caught sleeping, they're showing that they're not scared to take those chances. But the Knights, we know them to be a very good defense, led by number X, Sam Bamarito. We know that this dog, this beast of a man, this giant, is not going to be caught slipping or sleeping very, very often. But kudos to the Thunders to be able to move the chain and apply some type of pressure. That was 4th down, and they decided, turnover on down. Turnover on down. Knights with the first, starting on their 25-yard line. First down, Knights, 25 to go. So we see Mr. Nolan and some laundry on the field as well. We see Mr. Nolan making sure that his snap counts, as per usual, is always something that keeps the defense honest, right? So let's see what the laundry is for if it's on the defense. False start offense. False start. So no, sorry. So penalty on both. So they're both cancel each other. Eligible receiver number 95. The Aaron snap. We see Nolan escaping the pocket, and from the jump, the snap was not clean. Therefore, the play was not able to develop. Second down. All right, so we can expect the Thunder to try to go for a passing play here, considering that they have the all-star running back. Let's see what they do. He stays back, and exactly as I said, you see the pass intended to number 2, Nick Provis. So Nolan, he's also not someone who's shy. This is a player who won Player of the Week, I believe. This is a quarterback who, when he's not there, the offense does not operate the same, right? So he's a big part of what the Knights do and how they do it. So them taking this big shot down the field on 3rd down was to make sure that they don't become one dynamic. So on this play here, let's see if they go with the play action or a straight pass. 3rd down. All right. So it stays back, and it's a pass intended. Oh, he grabbed it. He came down with it. Wow. You got mossed, my guy. And who else but his favorite target, Nick Proves, for the first down. First down, Knights. And that would be 1st and 22 because they're past the half. So as I said earlier, you see the way the quarterback runs this offense, keeping all his players, feeding them, making sure they're engaged as the game progresses, so that way they can come out with the victory. So we didn't get a chance to talk to any of the Knights player, but we know that the Knights came up with a win last week. So they're definitely capable of shutting out the opponent. But we also know that the Thunder aren't no slouch. 13 points may not be enough to beat them. And we see a pass intended again to number 3 of the Knights, Juan Kim. Second down. 2nd and 10. So it seems like both quarterbacks are starting to wake up, starting to kind of attack that defense, especially the middle of the defense. Let's see which defense adjusts first and makes a play. We know that number 47 of the Thunder is no slouch. He's usually controls that middle, and when you're in the red zone like this, it is a dangerous place to be. So we see the pass intended for that middle, and who else breaking up the play for the Thunder but number 3, Corey Watson Viola. Again, another star player who I believe also won Player of the Week. So there's highlight players, there's big play potentials on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. So that's what you heard me ask Brandon Gray when he is going up against the Knights defense, who usually are known for their D-line pressure. How can you affect the game? Making sure that from a receiver standpoint, you need all the time in the world for your quarterback to be comfortable, to be able to give you a good ball. Because getting you the ball in this league is not enough, right? You got to be able to catch it because guys are coming full speed, and the field itself is narrow. So you got to be able to time and run your routes very crisp. So we have a turnover on down. Turnover on down. The defense was able to shut out the Knights. The Thunder were able to shut out the Knights, making sure that though they were climbing the field, moving the chain, they were able to bend, adjust, but never break. So let's see what the offense is able to do from that momentum and how the Knights are gonna clap back. So you see the running back in motion, bad snaps, quarterback gets away, tries to get a couple of yards, and tackle by number X, Sam Marito, saying that's enough. Second down, 2nd and 20. All right, we have a fake run to number 2, Shamar. He might be gone. Oh, and we have some laundry. We have some laundry, and it looks like it's in the backfield, so it might be coming back. Good run by Shamar. He was able to run it and pass the half. However, we might have a blocking in the back or a holding call, making it come back, be 2nd and long. All right, shout out to all of our fans in attendance at home. We love having you guys in the building. You are definitely a part of the game that cannot be substituted. And we hope you're enjoying yourself. Big run by number 66 of the Thunder. Rumble, big boy, Rumble, Shane Oliver. Let's go. Getting some of those yards back. Putting it at 3rd and 15. Hey, you got to love it when the big boy gets some love and they're able to rumble, right? It allows them to display their athleticism and to be able to show them some love, because in this game it happens very, very quick, right? You only get 4 down to the half, and next thing you know, the defense is down your throat. So we may have an offside. No, they picked it up. Up pass intended to number 2, Shamar. So let's see who the offside is on the defense. So it looks like they might just decline it. Let's see what happened. So they're gonna accept it. So that way they get to repeat third, since the yard gain was not that much more significant than the reward from the penalty. So we have about 3rd and 12. 3rd and 12. All right. So here, let's see what the Thunder decide to do. Which one of the veteran playmakers are they going to try to feed? And again, it looks like it might just be pass intended to Brendan Gray. Both players are looking for the ball. Seems like Brendan thought that he was being interfered with. And Mr. Kim, after an amazing break and being able to pass break up, was not aware where the ball had ricocheted. So the Thunder decide to punt. We would get Thunder's ball on their 25. First down, Knights. All right, so we're about halfway through. Still, the score is 0-0. We have the I formation with 2 receiver. Ball intended to number 3, Mr. Kim, who cannot come up with the pass. Right? And again, I wouldn't be too harsh on Mr. Kim. He is a DB. So, in case you think that's an excuse, he is also trying to catch the ball in the middle or in the front of number 47, who is known to be able to deliver the hammer. So, as a non-receiver, to be able to be open and the pass, being able to hit his hand, kudos to the quarterback. You got to give credit where credit is due. So, we have an offside right away, which is a free play, and it is going nowhere. So we have a redo of 2nd down, offside on defense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd and 20. So my colleague couldn't be here today. He's dearly missed. Doesn't feel the same without you. But we are set up for 2 amazing games, with this one still being 0-0. With 10 minutes left in the game, 2nd and 20, ball being handed off to Bryson Klein for a gain of 7 yards. 3rd down. Third down. Again, shout out to you, wherever you are, whether it be in attendance, on YouTube in the UK, on YouTube in Mexico, on YouTube in the US, or on YouTube here at home in Canada. We appreciate you. 3rd down, 3rd and 13, ball intended to number 11, Elliott. And of course, you got to see it being displayed, number 47, Mr. Green, making sure that there is no more yard gain once the catch was made. 4th down, 4th and 5. All right, so we see the Knights going for it. We can expect a few things with the split formation they have, keeping the defense on the toe. Oh, it looked like the defense may have bit. Ball being handed off to the trusted running back, Bryson Klein, who picks up the 1st down. 1st down. So, even if the flag was not there, they would have been able to pick it up. So like I said in the beginning, you see the veteran quarterback of the Knights, Mr. Nolan DeVay, number 7, being able to march and take what the defense is giving him. But when the opportunity comes to be aggressive, also taking those shots. Mixing it up with his cadence, looking downfield, ball intended to Mr. Kim, who isn't able to run underneath that pass. So we have 2nd down. So in this league, whether it be DBs or receiver, you have the opportunity to showcase your skills depending on the team you're on, and if they are aware and able to utilize them. You, the individual player, just gotta show up and put in that work, and you will have an opportunity. So let's see what they do here on 2nd down. And they elect a pass intended, down the middle, caught, and we have a catch by number 2 of the Knights, Nick Krivos, for 3rd down, 3rd and 10. All right, so we got 3rd and 10. Motion in the backfield. Offside, major offside on number 11, Elliott. Come on, man. You knew the cadence. You were in the huddle. And for the most part, up here seems easy because I get an overview. But one would assume that the quarterback had told you that he's going to try to get them offside, and he told you what the cadence is going to be on. So that's a bonehead, knucklehead mistake right there. Let's see if it comes back to bite them, because they pushed them back a couple of yards. And we see the pass is picked off right away. Of course, it bites them. Just before I finish my sentence, we have a pick, the first turnover of the night, picked by the Thunder, number 13, Chris Almeida. And that pick was brought to you by Can-Am Pipeworks Fire Protection Systems. First down, Thunder. First and 20. All right. So again, you can't really make too many mistakes in this league because the field is narrow and smaller. Players are faster than they look, right? So you blink, next thing you know it, a guy's in your way rather to intercept the pass or to make a big play, right? And we have a pass on first down, pass intended to number 11 of the Thunder, Jason Alvarez. Pass broken down by number 20 of the Knights, Cliff Yogi Miller. So I played with Cliff way back for the Burlington Brave. This is a young man who knows his football, who's not afraid to mix it up, and actually plays better when going up against elite receivers, right? So we have a direct snap by the quarterback who tends to take it all the way for the first down. First down, Thunder. Big run by the quarterback of the Thunder, number 17, Griffin Monahan. That's a gain of 25 yards for the first down just past half. First down, first and 28. So having a new set of down, let's see what they decide to do with it. We see them coming back in that split formation, 2 receiver, 2 backs. We have a toss. Who falls down? It's a fumble. Oh, it's a fumble, no whistle. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's a fumble. Another turnover. Wow. Not sure what caused them to fumble, if it was the fall. But the Knights get lucky because they threw an interception literally which led to the Thunder being able to march this far. But the football gods were on their sides today and decided that maybe they just needed another chance before we go into half. So let's see if we're gonna get a score this half. First down, 1st and 23 for the Knights. So both teams tend to be coming out in that same formation where you have 2 receivers and 2 running back. 3 minutes left, 0-0. All right, the ball is handed off to number 25, Bryson Klein, and who else on the ball first? Number 47 and number 99 of the Thunder, Cam Mathaner and Tyson Green. Tyson Green has a nose for the ball, man. Yeah, he's a very good linebacker, and he's pretty skilled on offense as well. So it's no surprise that he knows where to be and make sure that he makes his tackle. And even when he doesn't, holds on to you long enough for the help to come. Very savvy play. So we got 2nd down. 2nd and 27. We have a screen pass intended to number 6 of the Knights, Joseph Vitaro. 3rd down. 3rd and long. All right, we have a high snap. Quarterback throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. Pass intended to number 2, Nick Previs. And we have the Knights punting the ball, giving it right back to the Thunder. So it's obvious and clear that both defense are holding more than just the 4th down, right? Both defense were able to create turnovers. However, none of the team were able to march or capitalize with the possession. So we have just under a minute left in the game, and this will most likely be the last drive, maybe 2 possessions before half. All right, motion by number 2. So we have a screen pass to number 3 of the Thunder and some laundry on the field. So let's see what the laundry is for. So catch was made by number 3, Corey Watson Viola. And we hear the horn, so this would be our last play of the half. All right, we have another pass. Pass is high, intended for number 2, Shamar Headley Blair. So that takes us to half because it's incomplete. The Thunders would get the ball second half. And let's examine what we got to see here this first half, right? So we got to see 2 teams who is operating at full strength, I believe. Able to bob and weave, but not necessarily throw any punches, right? To my boxers out there, that's the best analogy I can make. Meaning that the spacing was able to move up and down the field. They're able to negate some of the blows that were being given to them without necessarily giving up points. But more importantly, they themselves, meaning both offenses, the Knights and the Thunder, were not able to land any big blow. So we'll see what the second half has in store. If any of the team are able to capitalize and put some points on the board in the second half. And this half was brought to you by Krypton Steel, deck, siding, wall systems, and more. Check out Krypton Steels. All right, so as we're here at halftime and both teams are grabbing some water and trying to galvanize the troop and bounce back for the second half, let's talk about our second game, the game of the night, the long anticipated game for this week. We have the new kids on the block, the Longhorns, versus the defending champs, the Hitsquad. In all fairness, I'm going to start with the defending champs because they've earned it. They are the defending champs, in case you were wondering, until somebody beats them. Not just for the championship, but as they're defending the chip. So if they go through the whole way undefeated, which we know they're very much so capable of, we know that their biggest rival is the Supreme team, they will remain the champs. However, as I said, the new kids on the block, there's a couple players who used to be on the Hitsquad, and a couple players from all over the league and all over different leagues that came about and created this team and earned the name New Kids on the Block. And you'll see that when they play. They don't care about defending champs because the way they see it, at least some of the players that I know, the way they see it is they got a ring just as much as the defending champs have it. But sticking to defending champs, because they've earned it, they are coming off another victory to the Axolotus, 30-12. They didn't have the best first half. However, I'm sure within the group no one was concerned, and they showed their championship pedigree by pulling up the victory 30-12. So just when the Axolotus felt like they had some kind of momentum, they were about to get a very big W, Hitsquad woke up and said, we are who we are, and here's why. So their next game is going to be against the arch rival, the Supreme team, as I mentioned. A key player to watch for on the Hitsquad is going to be Thomas, number 52, Thomas Cormel, and number 13, Ice Savory. Those two guys, Ice on the defense and very much so capable to play offense anywhere in offense. Those two guys are the engine that drive the respective unit offense and defense. Thomas being the freight train that he is at the running back, or even a receiver at times. And the combo between him and the big eligible receiver Teddy Newell, that is scary. But needless to say, those two guys are guys to watch out for the Hitsquad. Now quickly talking about the Longhorn. Though they're new to this team, their players may not have been, right? They have experience, and they also came off a win versus the Knights, 33-6. So we see both teams scoring in the 30s, right? And allowing 1 or 2 touchdowns. But the thing is, the Longhorns, despite what happened this game, they get the Axolotus. So if they're able to give the Hitsquad the first loss of the year, they get to almost ride through that winning streak playing the Axolotus, who we know are no slouch. But right now, their talent isn't necessarily being displayed with their record. But if you go look at their stats, it's a very strong team. So moving forward to the key players on the Longhorn, we have number 88, Johan Jenkins. Big target, big receiver. So as a quarterback, I know that if we're in the red zone, I can just throw it up there and you'll be able to go and get it. The field being narrow, we already seen a big moss catch happen in this game. So having such a big receiver like that gives you security. And then we have number 21, Brandon Betancourt, who as a defender, he is able to sniff the ball out, right? Also very versatile. I believe he also plays offense. But those two players hold it down for their team, who's loaded with talent, right? So what you can look forward to in this particular game is the Longhorn trying to play their style of game and not being influenced by the Hitsquad. The Hitsquad making sure that they put their stamp on their defense and don't start slow, which means creating turnovers, scoring off of those turnovers. And on the offensive side, we have the temper, right? Both teams are full of emotional players as we start the second half here. Both teams are full of emotional players. So we want the Longhorns to be able to avoid getting into fights, because we have players who have gotten ejected and potentially serving some suspensions. And on the other end, ball security, right? The hit squad don't really turn over the ball, but they have a tendency of doing it in crucial moments. Against a team like this, that crucial moment might actually manifest and turn into some points. So enough about that game. See you at second half. Go get your popcorn, go to your washing break, come right back. We're about to start the second half of this first game. Knights 0, Thunder 0, with the Thunder having the first possession starting on the 25-yard line. All right. Rumble, big boy, rumble. Rumble, big boy, rumble. Let's go. We see the big boy running again, making sure he gets those yards. Number 66 of the Thunder, Shane Olivier. Second down. 2nd and 20. 18. Pass a little high, pass intended to number 22, incomplete. Third down. We have a third down. And it might be an offside on the defense. Again, a free play. Ball tip top. Could have been intercepted, but Sam was aware that his teammate may have gone offside, so did not want to waste his energy. It would be a repeat of down, but up 5. So that would be 3rd and 13. All right, we have another pass. Quarterback gets out of the pocket, scrambled, keeps going, gains the first down for sure before the ref blows it dead. So we have a first down by the Thunder. Big run. So now this is the second time that we see the quarterback be able to survey the field, scan, and realize nobody's open, and let me get out. The first time was climbing the pocket. This time around was taking his O-line's blocking and getting to the outside, beating all the receivers, making sure that you do not stop after the first down. So that's why we see 1st and 20. All right, so we have pass intended, just like they drew it. Pass intended to number 3, but caught by number 5. Brandon Gray for no gain. All right, so we see a substitution happen. As I said earlier, the defensive juggernaut, number 47 of the Thunder, Tyson Green, coming in on offense. So you can expect some kind of a run or trick play because we know he can throw the ball as well. So we've seen him line up right beside the quarterback. We know that the quarterback has some wheel. Griffin can move. So let's see what happens here. Ball is handed to the big boy, number 66, who gets to the outside, and the Knights will have none of it. Stop by number 6 of the Knights, Joseph Vitano. Second down. Sorry, third down. All right, ball. There seems to be a little bit of confusion between the running back Olivier and the running back and the quarterback. Sorry, and the defense was able to jump on it and make sure that there is no gain, making it fourth down. All right, actually, they may have lost them down there. So fourth down and 22. So considering that they're past the half, they might as well go for it, because even if they don't get it, they'll be able to pin the Knights a little further back, giving them a longer field to go through, considering that their defense is able to make plays. So we see the eligible receiver being number 47. All right, and quarterback goes for a pass, drops back, moves, avoid the first defender, moves again, takes off for the gain of 10. So that is a turnover on down. And 18 to go. Ball to the Knights. All right, first down. This is the first possession of the Knights in the second half. Pretty good field possession. Let's see what the quarterback does. Number 7, Nolan, also gives the Thunder a taste of their own medicine, but it comes back to bite him. So tries to change the sound, the snap count, but yet his team was the one who went offside. So we have first down and 21. All right. So again, they go for it. Seems to pass down the middle. Caught by Mr. Kim. And who else on the tackle? Number 47, Green. But we do have some laundry on the field. It seemed like that would be on the defense based on their alignment. Somebody was outside of the box. So there's going to be additional yards gain. So we know it's second down. Gain of 5. So defense. Nope. First down. They're going to take the penalty. A gain of 5 anyways, but still first down due to the penalty. All right, so you check out the blitz coming for 83. No. He checks out of it. Mr. Klein on the run. Big hits. Big hit. Number 14 who was there for the tackle from the Thunder, Mr. Maurice Williams, and 47 with the hammer. Said, nuh-uh. So we got second down and no gain. All right, we have a run by the running back, Mr. Klein. And again, who else is delivering the click, clack, bang, bang, boom, boom? Mr. Green, the mean green machine. Making sure that if you catch it, you're going to pay for it. And we see some players don't have what it takes to catch it with him around. But some do and pay the price. Third down, 3rd and 9. Sorry, 3rd and 5. Again, we see that same formation here that they've been in all game. On 2, ball goes to the running back, who bounces that out, takes his read, turns around, and makes sure he might just be short. So we have 4th and 1. 4th and 1. What you gonna do? Who's a bad boy? Who's him? Who got what it take? Because we can almost expect a run here. Oftentimes, it's not about what you can expect, it's can you stop it. So you see them moving the veteran Bryson Klein to the line and bringing back the big body Sam Marito, who takes the run, and he's met by Mr. Green, but still moves forward. But we have some laundry. Seems like it might be on the defense. So that penalty was on the defense, making it automatic first down. Right? Again, pass, and picked off by number 47. He might go all the way. I love it when the big boys rumble. That pick came out of nowhere. He ran down and reread the quarterback's eyes, picked it off in mid-stride, and was able to immediately identify where his blockers was and make it to the end zone effortless. So we have a big play and first score of the game by the Thunder linebacker, number 47, Tyson Green. Goes by Mr. Green for a reason, because that was money, baby. Money. So they're going for the conversion. Pass to the big boy, and it is good. It is good. We have 7 for the Thunders and nothing for the Knights. So again, this league is heavily dominated by the defense. Yes, your offense can be great, because we see a couple offenses off the top of my head. I can think of 3 teams that have pretty elite offenses, but for all teams in this league, it's usually their defense that puts them in position to walk away with the victory. Meaning that the first team who creates a turnover and capitalizes from that turnover usually tends to win the game. Let's see if this serves to be the case once again. So we have motion from the receiver, number 11, Elliott. Pass intended to him. And again, incomplete. Pass batted down by number 83 of the Thunder, Mr. Sean Reed. Second down. Second down with a little bit over 15 minutes to go. So we're just about a little bit over half of the second half. We have a motion in the backfield, number 2, Nick Previs. We know that the quarterback likes to go for him. And again, he gets it. He might go all the way and answers right back. He answers right back. Hey, let's see what happens because of the laundry that's on the field. It looks like it might be coming right back because that penalty is on the offense. Wow. Wow, that can be very deflating. That could be very deflating. The Thunders just got lucky. They got bailed out. Sometimes it pays to be lucky, right? But it's always better to be good than lucky because, as you see, the player frustrated on the bench because his touchdown was negated by what seems to be a holding call, pushing them further back, but repeated down. So let's see if they can at least borrow that momentum and get the chain moving. All right. So again, pass intended, and it hit the ceiling. So that would be third down. Third down. 3rd and 27. Deuce. All right, so we got third down. And again, let's see if he's going to be going for it. He is, and it still hits the top. Right? So the thing is, because it's a narrow field, your passes can't have too much of an arc, right? It needs to be very narrow, and that seems like it's going to be a punt turnover on down. All right, so we got a turnover on down. So the Knights are really feeling this gut punch. I know this hurt, right? Especially if you let the Thunder score. And when I say let, of course, none of these mans are playing patty cake out here. They all have egos. Nobody's letting anyone. But if the Thunder scores effortlessly, this might deflate them. And you see the way their defense comes out firing, making sure that nothing easy is happening, making sure that the Thunders are actually going through their playbook and even second guessing some of the plays that we know them to know as their bread and butter, right? That run to the outside to Shamar is not an easy thing to defend against. That guy is elusive and hard to tackle in the open field, right? But we see the tackle being made by number 6. Second down. Yeah, we have a screen pass. First down. Screen pass intended to number 11, who was able to not only make the catch, also get the first down. Number 11 from the Thunder, Jason Alves. Believe played for the Beef Eaters. Makes the catch and puts his team on first down. 1st and 23. Big run, big run, big run! And he lowers the shoulder, but no! No, 2-on-2 violence. No, no. You got to make sure you get in the end zone. Big run, big boy. Big run, but number 2, Shamar Headley Blair. Wow. 2nd down. 2nd and about 3. 2nd and 3. That was a big run. But again, he was met by number 2, Nick Previs, who is a versatile player for the Knights. We see him score that touchdown, but it got brought back. And now we see him save a touchdown. Let's see for how long. 2nd down, 2nd and 4. All right, we know that when they're in the red zone like this, they like to give the ball to the big boy. So let's see if Mr. Olivier is gonna rumble. Of course, he rumbles, follows his blocker, and he should have cut it on the inside because now he's surrounded by a swarm of Knights. Is that a turnover? Are they calling it? Are they calling that strip? No, the ref gave them that. The ref gave them that. Ref said the whistle was blown, so therefore it is not a turnover. He got lucky. But hey, Olivier is not scared, right? I would have took the block as my receiver's forcing the defender to the outside, cut it back in, and take a 45-degree angle, similar to like you're running a post towards the end zone. And as big as he is, he was gonna be met by Mr. Kim, who was already fighting off a blocker, or number 54. But either way, we see them going for another run with Mr. Shamar. 3rd down, no gain. Right? So this is where you put in your swift and quick players to be able to get around some of the defenders. The red zone is very, very compact. There's not a lot of room to move around. So keep an eye on the left side of your screen, the matchup between number 8 and number 5. We have the toss to Shamar, who keeps it, and you see the big block by Brandon. Big block by Brandon. And of course, rightfully so, getting the touchdown, Mr. 2 of the Thunder, Shamar Headley Blair. Touchdown brought to you by Cooper Inc. Hey, that big run, this score itself was created from his big playability, right? So it's only right that the quarterback rewards him and gives him the opportunity to punch it in and get the tie. So we've seen both teams bend but don't break, but at the same time to be able to make some big plays. So whichever defense can do it again, I believe is going to take the win. So they're going for the one right here. Pass intended to Brandon, incomplete. He bobbled it and ultimately dropped it. He's usually a guaranteed ball catcher, right? Nothing in life is guaranteed, but you can almost guarantee that if you throw him the ball and it's a good ball, that he's going to catch it. Which that was a good ball, but of course the defense did just enough to get him to bobble it, which caused them to ultimately drop it. But again, it's because the end zone is so tight that if you're not literally a surgeon where you can operate under pressure, in close quarter, and with precise accuracy and intention, it's almost impossible. So we got 7 minutes left. The score is 7-6. Sorry, the score is 13-0. The Thunder have yet to score. And you see Nolan climb up and then ultimately run, keeps going. And let's see where the ref blows it, if it's a first down. It looks like it's a first down. First down by the Knights quarterback, number 7, Nolan DeVay. Big first down. That first down was brought to you by Krypton Steel. All right, so now we see he's not playing too much with the cadence. Runs into the defender, but still able to avoid him. Gets a couple yards and goes down. Second down. 2nd and 18. So again, even though both teams are doing big plays, both teams are able to create opportunities, we see this particular play being brought back due to the laundry known as flags, penalties, things that you shouldn't be doing. So it's still first down, but instead of being 18 yards to the end zone, you are about 27, 28 yards away, making it harder to do what you got to do, right? It's still first down. So again, Nolan, I would trust your playmakers here and feed Mr. Bryson Klein some way, get him in the game. Number 2 gets it. Nick Previs, the trusted receiver. Of course, if you need big yards, that's who you go to. So between the two of them, they should be able to move the clock. Oh no. We have a player down. Number 2 of the Knights, Nick Previs, seems to be down. Let's hope he's okay. And we're gonna stop the clock for this injury timeout. As we take a quick break, again, I want to shout out to all the sponsors making this possible. I want to shout out to all the fans in attendance and at home, whether it be on your couch in Mexico, in the United States, here at home in Canada, or in the UK. We thank you. So you see number 2, Nick Previs, being attended by his coach, his teammate, the league trainer, and the league commissioner. Because though this is a very competitive game, this is still a brotherhood, this is still a family. You see the opposing team taking a knee as a sign of respect. You see his teammates with concerns on their face, probably going to rally and be using this as fuel, because he is one of the big playmakers for his team. So let's hope he is okay, can come back to the game, but more importantly, let's hope he's okay and can go on his day-to-day lives. So he seems to be getting up here, and we have the whole arena clapping him up. It looks like it's a neck injury, so I'm not sure if he'll be able to come back in the game considering the time that is left. So get well, Mr. Previs. All right, so as we get back to the game here, second and 18. So we can expect the Knights to try to get some points here, because the clock is definitely no longer their friend. And now losing your star player, you have no choice but to lean on your running back, who's going to have to make it happen with his legs and with his hands. So we got third down, third and about 8 yards to go. So if the Knights can manifest some points right here, they are in good position because their defense is more than capable of creating turnovers. They just have to be able to score. We've seen the Thunder not only score on offense, also score on defense. So direct snap to number 6, lowers his shoulder, keeps going, and it's 4th down. He got stood up. He got stood up by number 13 of the Thunder, Chris Almeida. So we got 4th down. So they need these points. 4th and 2. Algebra receiver being number 85. Quarterback keeps it and gets booted out. No touchdown. Again by number 3, Chris Almeida. But we have some laundry on the field, which can be very crucial. Yes, it's on the Thunder. I was going to say, the flag is very crucial if it's on the Thunder. And also, well, not equally crucial, but somewhat crucial if it's on the Knights, because that will push the Thunder up, making it easier for them to score. Right? So though it was 4th down and the flag was on the Thunder, their offense is going to be able to come on the field. They would just start a little further back. So 1st down, Thunder, 1st and 28. So the Thunder got lucky here, because depending on what the penalty was, it could have easily given a 1st down to the defense. But because the penalty was after the whistle, the penalty gets added to their offensive possession, right? So now the Knights have the opportunity to make a turnover and have a short field to capitalize on, because it seems like time may be of the essence. But let's see what number 17 of the Thunder has to say about this drive. Bootleg, he fakes it to his running back. He keeps going, gets the 1st down, and then some. That was a very, very good play selection. Why? Because they were pinned all the way in their end zone. And not only were they able to use what almost everybody thought they were going to do, which is a run play, they were able to trick the Knights defense to flow on one side of the ball, allowing them to have an open lane and climb to get the 1st down. So as we're running out of time here, let's see if there's enough time for one more possession. One more scoring possession, that is. All right. And again, same thing. We have a draw, but none of the Knights were fooled. Tackling for loss. 1st down, 1st and 27. So at this point, it's clear. Well, we know that the Thunder have a 2-point lead, and right now they're just trying to run the clock. That first play, they were able to draw the defense asleep, put them asleep, and gain some big yards. This time around, they did that with the counter. This time around, they're trying to do it with the draw, where the defense was able to sniff that out and tackle them for loss. So we still got 2nd down, 2nd and 26. And the backfield opens up to a screen play to Brandon. Brandon turns around, avoids the first tackler, and gets brought down. Gets brought down, gain of 5. All right, so as we're wrapping up here to the last 30 seconds of the game, it is 3rd and 22. It is safe to say that this game is in the wraps so long as nothing crazy happens. The Knights can still score, but will not be able to make a dent and affect the proper calling, which is that left calling where the W goes. So for the first game, as it stands right now with 32.5 seconds left, we have the Thunder 13, the Knights 0. And this will most likely be the last play of the game, being 4th down, gain of 5. No, we have a timeout from the Thunder, stopping the clock, about 28 seconds. It's literally 28 seconds. All right, so we have a fake toss, quarterback keeps going, he's elusive, but he gets stopped. Big stop, big stop, because that could have been a touchdown, but no, big stop by number 54 and 20 of the Knights, Cam Clark and Yogi Miller. So that brings us to the end here. And we will jump into our second game player interviewer. So technically, because we cannot end the game like this, there's still one play left. It's Canadian football. So we're going to keep you there for this last play. But I'm going to let you introduce you guys a little bit to our key player that we're going to interview from the Longhorns, which I call the new kids on the block. So we'll see how he feels about being referred to as that. But this player is no stranger to football around Canada. He's played all levels, and he's one of those that you want on your team, but hate to go up against. So that is the game. The Knights 0, Thunder 13, and we are gonna start. We're gonna start the second game of the Knights, which is the game of the Knights with the Hitsquad, defending champs, versus the Longhorns. So without any further ado, here's the one and only number 22. How you doing, sir?
Good, brother. Thanks for having me.
Dave.
Thanks for having me.
Listen, I know you're no stranger to football, so I'm just going to dive into it. How long have you actually been playing football?
This will be my 26th year already.
26 years.
Yes, sir.
Right? So you have football in your family. It's your dad. You played at SCP a couple of years back.
Yes, sir.
I played against you at the GTA.
Yes,
so I'm gonna start some personal stuff. You're described as a player you love to have, but hate to go up against. Why is that?
I think it's my intensity. I think it's the way I play. I'm a very vocal player.
Yeah.
So I think to go up against that, it gets under guys' skin. Sometimes it's irritating. Kind of gets in their head. But if you're my teammate or after the whistle, I think guys know that it's just within the
Yes.
So I think a lot of guys have a mutual respect for that. That I know when to turn it on and off. And it's not of anything that's disrespectful
Or malicious.
Yeah, 100%.
I respect that. So, what do you think of the league so far? And what can we expect from this game right here?
I think this game is a good showcase about what this league offers its fans for exciting football. Again, we're the new kids on the block. We've made a lot of noise.
So you like that name?
I like that name. I don't mind it because we are the new kids on the block. There's still a champion here that's been a champion, and the Hitsquad, in my opinion, is still the measuring stick of this league.
Yep.
They're the only ones with the hardware. They've had it in multiple leagues. And like I was telling my guys today, and it's no disrespect to anyone else within the league, because there's teams like the Supreme that we haven't faced yet that are up and coming, not up and coming, but getting their stuff back together and looking like their old form.
Yeah.
But I told my guys in the context of let's not be too emotional either way, because I feel this is chapter one of a trilogy.
Yes.
So I feel we're going to see this team multiple times again, and it's up to us right now. I just want to keep pace and push the champs a little bit. You know what I mean? 100%. But very resilient group over there. They've had their trials and tribulations, and they still come through. So that's just something we're trying to aspire to get up to.
It's funny you mentioned the whole trilogy. So it's safe to say that after this game, a rivalry is going to be born?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah.
And the good
You
thing
heard it
about
here
it,
first.
the good thing about it is it's also a mutual respect. So
Yes.
you're going to get the physicality. You're going to get as if guys don't like each other.
Yeah.
But it would be nothing.
It makes it for the best.
You got 100%. Right. That's football. Right?
All right, so bringing it back to football, which player, as a defensive mind, if you're playing safety, right? You're
Yes,
always
sir.
controlling everything, nothing behind you.
Yes,
which
sir.
player do you have your eyes on and would be keen on going up against the Hitsquad?
As far as me in my position, I know up front they have a couple big backs from Tremaine and my man Thomas, right? Pretty physical dueling threat there. But as far as I'm concerned, I'll be keeping my eyes on guys like Ice, very versatile player, plays super intense. And guys like Andre Bailey, right, who's been a standout in this league, and of course the wily veteran Phil Dixon. You can never sleep on this one.
That man is like fine wine.
Fine wine, bro.
Fine wine. He
Fine
doesn't
wine.
age or anything. But again, I won't hold you too long.
I
Get your
appreciate
warm up. I can't wait to see the
I appreciate you.
fireworks.
Get your popcorn
Again,
ready,
get
y'all.
your popcorn ready. You heard it here first.
All right, my man.
Mr. Dave
Here you go.
Cumberson. All right. Woo! Okay. So we got about 7 minutes to get your popcorn ready, as he said, and make sure that you are on the couch, ready to go, because a rivalry might be born, right? And we want to make sure that we get all the sauce, right? We have the defending champ, Hitsquad, versus the new kids on the block, the Longhorns. So after speaking to the veteran Dave, who's been playing football for as long as some of our viewers been alive, you see the passion, you see the respect for his opponents and his peers. So you understand what's at stake here. So it's one of those where potential teammates or ex-teammates are now turned rival, or ex-rival turned teammates, because both of these teams have a lot of players who have played with each other in different leagues. And you heard the interview star player of the game 2 say he's aware that he's going up against a whole bunch of versatile players on that side. So like our key game mentioned, keeping the emotions in check and understanding that they're going up against a standard that they can now take precedence to is something that is of importance. So we have 7 minutes and I'll be back. Go grab your popcorn, go to the washroom, tell your friend to tell a friend to tell a family member to tell a friend to tune in. GTIFL, week 5, it's about to go down. All right, so as we wind down the last couple of seconds, the fireworks are in place. The teams are warmed up. The captains are being called up. And the show is about to start. All right. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm excited. Like I'm getting those nerve, those jitters, as if I was playing again, right? Yeah, feels like forever ago. But watching these two teams, very nostalgic. Hitsquad, again undefeated, and the defending champs. Longhorns, also undefeated, but they're the new kids on the block, trying to show that, guess what? That last championship that you guys are defending, we helped you guys get it. But the veterans on the Hitsquad are saying, just slow it down just a little bit. Slow it down. Let's see if any of these teams are gonna choke. They're not known for it. What they're known for is for the excitement, for the energy and the emotions. You can already hear the wolves, the lions, the pack getting ready. You can expect some fireworks. Again, where else would you rather be on a Saturday night but to be with us? 8:30, week 5, game 2, GTIFL. The plot has already been set. You know, Netflix should want to invest in this. And if you know about this, don't be a gatekeeper. Tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a family member, who then tells a friend that this is a family show. And we'll love to have them in attendance or online. So shout out to you who's watching us online, whether it be at home, in Canada, in the United States, or our neighbors further south, Mexico, or in the UK. We appreciate you. A special shout out to my kids at home who I know are watching. And my girl who plays MIFA football. We're just here to grow the game, and the first play of the game is a quarterback keep with Ice Savory doing the read run to see how the defense is going to react, and then turning on the afterburners for a second down. Second down and gain of about 7 yards. So 2nd and 17. All right. We see, Big Thomas trying to push that pal, and he's not going nowhere. He's met by a bunch of Longhorns. We had number 97. We had number 0. No, sorry. We had number 67. Tristan. Number 0. Dustin. And number 3. Mr. Pretty Boy. White chocolate. Third down. So quarterback keep again. He followed his lead block. Ice versus Dustin. Dustin missed. And tackle made by number 1 of the Longhorn. Making it short. 4th and about 2. Big tackle by number 1 of the Longhorn. He ain't in here. All right. So you see the same formation. And quarterback keep. He keeps it. He's pretty fast. He keeps going. First down. Tackle by number 53 of the Longhorn, Jesse Willick. First down. Hitsquad. Hey, I miss playing with Jesse. between Jesse and Dustin, y'all can ask about us. That was a pretty ruthless linebacking core. I've only been privileged to play with a handful of pretty mean linebacking core, and playing against those two guys, my job was so easy and fun. And now we see the first down being ran by Tremaine. Hit stick. Tremaine with a big run, gain of 10 yards. Second down, 2nd and 10. Big run by Tremaine Thompson. So far, the hit squad are looking like the second half hit squad, the championship hit squad, because they're usually a slow starting team. We have a handoff again, and this time around, they said no, no, no. Big hit by number 66 of the Longhorn, Jaden Title. Third down. So like I was saying, usually the hit squad are a slow starting team because they have the talent to get away with it. So it doesn't matter if they're slow or if it's intentional or not. You don't want to fall for that style of game if you don't have the weapons that they do. So we see a lot of this quarterback keep option with Dustin with the ice at quarterback. Dustin on the play, making the tackle with number 53 being the first player making contact. So again, we have a gain of about 3 yards. We have a timeout, but the hit squad. Timeout, hit squad. Hit squad is in the red zone, threatening to punch it in. Looking like they're going to be going for it on 4th down. Again, bringing it back to that trust for their teammates. Bringing it back to that trust and recognition of the talent they have. And ultimately, just knowing that they are the standard. So they are definitely setting it. So let's see what the Longhorns do on defense here. If they're able to stop them and get a turnover on down, or give up some points. So we see a quarterback change after the timeout for the hit squad. And we have Curious Sam, who's the original quarterback, back at quarterback. And we have movement on D-line, making a free play. And even if it's a free play, the Longhorns were not willing to let the defense score. But they let them move up 5 yards, making it 4th and 2. I can feel the tension from all the way up here, right? You can tell, even though these two teams know each other very well on and off the field, between the white line, we got a whole bunch of alpha males with big egos. And let's see whose ego is going to be bruised by the end of this game. 4th down, 4th and goal. Fake play action play. Pass intended to the veteran, Andre Bailey. He's known for that, man. Last game, we're talking about Brandon Gray's hand being almost guaranteed. Now here's a young man who might as well call him stick-up. Because if the ball goes his way, the only way he's going to drop it is if you had sound defensive coverage and broke on the ball literally as the ball was coming, or before if you can get away with pass interference. Because that man not only runs good routes, he barely ever drops it. And he's deceptively fast. So we have a touchdown by the hit squad. They're going for the extra point, and it is declined. So the scores remain 6 6-0 for the Hitsquad. 6-0. And that touchdown was brought to you by Maverick Group of Contractors. Again, shout out to all of our sponsors. Without you, none of this would be possible. We appreciate you. Shout out to all the fans in attendance. We love it when it's packed up. Bring some more friends. And tell those friends to bring some more friends, family members, kids, and those at home. We appreciate you so much tuning in every week, enjoying the show. And let's hope that this game is exactly what it promised to be, which is to be exciting, so you don't have to finish your popcorn because you are glued to the show. First play of the Longhorns is a run, and you see that pedigree championship style of play where every tackle is made by this group of men. Every play, even if you're not in the play, you find yourself a job, something to do, whether it be picking up a block or coming in to finish a tackle. Either way, those guys are playing as a unit, and it's beautiful to see. 2nd down. All right, we have a big pass. Caught by number 88, Johan Jenkins. Big pass, big catch for a big receiver. So Blaze Barber, who's a former player of the week, is definitely using his big target and making sure that he feels loved and needed early on. So let's see what they have here. Again, it's a pass play, pump fakes, gets out of the pocket, rolls out. A pass intended for number 6 of the Longhorn, Michael Souza. Right? So we have some sparks flying, emotions going, right? Number 19 of the Hitsquad, who was there to make the tackle, Edward Charles, is getting up very emotional. But you heard it from Dave, who understands and plays with emotions. Hell, if you want a picture of an emotional player, his page, his name would probably be associated to that page. So we have a flag on the field for unsportsmanlike on the Longhorn number 21, who feels like there was some foul plays done, but in football it's usually the retaliator that gets caught. So this pushes them back a couple of yards. 3rd down. Maybe an offside. Maybe an offside. Yes, it is. So how you can tell when it's an offside versus any other penalty, usually when the penalty is on the offense, the play is called dead right away. When the penalty is called on the defense, however, the play goes on, giving the offense the opportunity to catch the defense sleeping because they've heard the delayed whistle or they saw the flag and they did not necessarily know that it's on them, making them vulnerable for a big play or a scoring play. But here it was on the offense, again pushing them back further. Quarterback is well protected, and he could have picked that off, which he usually does. But he said it's better to knock it down. It's better to knock it down and get the ball. Maybe he didn't mean to knock it down. From his body language, it doesn't seem like he meant to knock it down, right? But again, this is a player who is no stranger to making plays, offense, defense, special team. Played with him for a very long time. This guy, again, it's just spectacular how long he's been playing and how much juice he still has. Ice savory. So turnover on down, bringing the ball back to the Hitsquad. for their second drive. But on this second drive, you see them coming out with their usual lineup, with the quarterback being Curious Sam, eligible receiver Teddy Newell. And first it's a run, big run, and you see him moving. You see him keep moving. Big run, but Thomas, choo. Cornell. Hey, that's a freight train. That's a locomotive. Between him and Tremaine, I don't miss playing football and having to tackle those guys. So kudos to the defenders on the Longhorns who are not only stopping them, but making sure to lay the pipe. All right, so we have a fullback run. Tremaine gets the first down. First down. So we have an injured player, and it's the big boy, number 69, Teddy Newell. That's a lot of weight to carry around. So might be a little woozy. Might need a play or two off as he's getting up very gingerly. But he's an ox. He's a very strong guy. He'll definitely be back. So we see the Hitsquad being able to bring in a more elusive package with Teddy Newell going out, Ice Savory coming in. Oh, quarterback and running back gets confused there. And with nowhere to go, number 10 and number 53, Jesse Willick, and switch. Springs. Man, those two has been playing, especially defense. They've been playing together for a very long time. So the chemistry there is second to none. Two very good, outstanding, smart football players. So we have second down, second and loss. And we have an errant pass, and it looks like it might be a turnover. Nope, the Hitsquad were able to recover the ball. They got lucky here, and you can hear the veteran Dave Cufferson using those emotions to rally his team as promised. Third down, loss of 1. So on this third down, we can almost expect the Hitsquad to go for a passing play. So look out for the matchup here at the bottom of your screen between the veteran receiver, Andre, and number 7, Blake. Burke, my apologies. Number 7 of the Longhorn, Jamal Burke. Again, another ex-teammate of mine. This game seems to be going by quickly for my liking. I need more action. But it's to be expected because iron sharpens iron, and therefore both of this team have a lot of iron. No Diddy. Stuck in how that sounds. But there's a lot of bronze. There's a lot of, like I said earlier, a lot of ego. And nobody wants to walk out of here with the L. If the Longhorns can pull this out, they are officially the team that caused all of us to call Hitsquad by the name instead of referring to them as the defending champs. Or, if they don't pull it out, they're the first team to be considered overhyped as per players on the Hitsquad. So right now I'm watching number 51, Frazier, and we have the ball batted, errant pass by Blaze, which was batted down. Third down. Third down. All right, so they have about 20 yards to go. Sorry, 17 yards to go. Again, in the backfield, number 22 of the Longhorn. Big block, and still to no avail. Big sack by number 12 of the Hitsquad. 52 of the Hitsquad. And that's the punt. Hitsquad punts. Longhorn punts it to Hitsquad. And Hitsquad's going to get the ball back on their own 25. First down. All right, so we have first down, Hitsquad, run to Tremaine, and everybody's on their tackle. There's a fumble. The ball was punched out and was recovered. Big fumble, big fumble. First player on the tackler. Second guy punches the ball, and third guy recovers. And you see the energy of the Longhorns defense being able to execute that to the letter and being able to negate that punt they just did, giving them a first down, 1st and 22. Again, shout out to my co-worker who's at home right now, couldn't be here with us. Shout out to you at home watching as well. From Mexico to US to Canada to the UK, we appreciate you. We have a run to Seymour, who was going to press the Y button and hurdle somebody. But again, you see all the extracurricular after the play, right? There's the flags, there's the flags, there's the flags. So again, you see all the extracurricular activity happening. Both teams know each other well, very, very well. But their emotions are high. And if a guy has a big run like that and then tries to jump over me, I don't think I would be very happy about it, right? And when you're going down, there's a lot of extracurricular activities that's happening, which in return, if I'm Seymour, Daniel Seymour, the running back, I wouldn't be too happy with that extracurricular activity because I didn't do anything except for gash your team for a big play. So it looks like, again, as per usual, it's the retaliator that gets caught. And regardless of what number 19 did or did not do, he stopped the run from being a touchdown and also was able to create a big penalty, which seems to be based on the yardage unsportsmanlike. So now the Longhorn gets the first down. However, they're starting almost in their own end with 30 yards to go, and they still can't get the first down. All right, so they give him the ball right back, and he runs hard. And this time around, the linebackers and the D-line made sure that he does not get the opportunity to make it to the secondary. Second down, gain of 3. All right, so we have second down. What's going on the bench? What's going on the bench over there? What's going on the bench? It seems like there's some fight between the Longhorns. A key for them was making sure their emotion stays intact, and we expect them to play with a lot of emotions, but not so much to have the emotion against each other. That's very counterintuitive, and not a good look. But again, this is to be expected. It seems like number 3 gets ejected once again. Not sure what took place, but he seems to be leaving the bench. I believe that is his second ejection. We'll see how the commissioner decides to deal with it. So, second down. Blaze goes and gives some instruction to his slot receiver / tight end. Rolls out, pass going deep, and hits the roof. Pass intended to his big target, Johan Jenkins, guarded by number 9, Tevin Whitley. Third down. Third down. So because they're backed up, and even though they're behind the half, they got the turnover past half. So now at this point, they just have to score, right? 2 tries to score, and he goes to his trusted receiver once again, and that would be fourth down with 20 yards to go, right? So like I said, big plays by a big time quarterback to a big receiver for a big catch, right? So this is fourth down, and they have an opportunity to go for it, and we kind of know that if they do go for it, it would be a shot in the end zone. So they decide to punt and pin the Hitsquad in their own end zone rather than chancing it and turning the ball over or potentially even giving up some points. So we have a little bit over 6 minutes. The clock you're seeing is a little wrong. My apologies. You have a little bit over 6 minutes left in the first half of the game, with the score being 6 Hitsquad, 0 Longhorns. Again, shout out to all of our sponsors making this possible. First down by Mr. Sam, who jumps back, gets rid of it because nobody is open. Second down. Second down. So again, you see the Longhorns playing with a lot of emotions, right? Let's see if these emotions serves them and gets them through the W, or hinders them and becomes their Achilles heel. So, second down. All right. So again, keep your eye at the bottom of the screen here between Mr. Jamal Burke and the veteran receiver. But no, it's a run. Thomas Choo-Choo Train is going and tackled and met by 2 former teammates of his, but now foes, enemies of the opposite color. Number 22, Dave, going under, and number 0, Dustin, going over, making sure that you stop right there and there. And kids at home, that's how you stop a locomotive running at full speed. So that would be third down. 3rd and 17. Sorry, 13. All right, so run again. He cuts it back. He puts his foot underneath and was able to be stopped. Big open field tackle by number 53, Jesse Willick. Hey, he's a linebacker if I know one. Doesn't miss much tackles. And his reads are almost never wrong. So, this is 4th down and decide to punt. Again, we have a turnover on down. Turnover on down brought to you by Access Storage. Leaders in self-storage. I think the Hitsquad are a little bit offended when we call the Longhorns the new kids on the block, because they feel like they haven't earned anything, they haven't done anything, and they sure hell have not beaten them, the defending champs. So this is another opportunity for the Longhorns to get some score on the board. And we have an offside free play. Run to Daniel Seymour, who cuts it out and keeps going. Gain of about 9 yards. All right, so they decline the penalty, and it is 2nd down because they gain more than the flag would have given them. All right, and again, we have a run intended, but the exchange between the quarterback and the running back is not seamless, causing for a potential turnover. But the veteran QB was able to jump on it safely and live to fight another day. 3rd down. All right, and we can expect a pass, deep intended to his trusted receiver, incomplete, and it is 4th down. No, that's 3rd down, sorry, 3rd down. Yes, there was the flag. So my apologies to the viewers, they seem to have accepted the penalty earlier, but it doesn't matter. Oh, we have a timeout. So it doesn't matter that the run was a big run. I thought that the pace of the ball was where the running back had gotten to. So I assumed that they declined it. However, accepting the penalty and getting an extra down is the smart way to go, because you see this in this scenario, like right now, where they are able to move the chains, whether it be backwards because of flags or in plays, bad snap, bad exchange. But now they have that one last down to be able to pass the half-yard mark, which would then reset it. So the timeout is over. And because there's about a minute left in the game, we're probably going to get 2 to 3 plays. And we can expect this play to be a passing play. Quarterback shuffles out his pocket. Pass intended to the running back. Incomplete. And it is a punt. So Hitsquad is going to get the ball one more time before the half. And it looks like they're going to go into the half with the lead, unless the Longhorns are able to create some kind of a turnover, which we know they're very much capable, but also score off of that turnover. So a very exciting week in the GTIFL Week 5 matchup of the game. And Hitsquad comes out, quarterback drops back, passes it, pass intended, and it's picked up. No, he dropped it. Jamal Burke was on the ball. He literally had that in his hands, and pass intended to the veteran Phil Dixon, who's also can play defense and had to play defense to make sure that even though the ball may have been slightly underthrown, hence why the DB was able to make such a good break on it, that he turns into a DB himself, preventing him from catching it. So this is going to be the last play of the half. We have Hitsquad with 6, Longhorns 0. So we have a motion, trips at the top of the field. Delay of game. Delay of game offense. So they're going to be going backwards, 5 yards. All right, we have a timeout. We have a timeout from the Longhorn. So the Longhorns seems to have seen something that they feel they can capitalize from and potentially put themselves in a better position. So as the clock on the screen does come to an end, the actual play clock was already sounded, but in Canada, there's usually one play after the play clock. So this is what you're getting right now. It is 2nd and 25. Sorry, no, 2nd and 18. And they have to get to half to get a new set of down. However, they are out of time, so even getting to half would not serve them any good. All right, so we have the quarterback dropping back, looking for his intended receiver, number 17, who was triple coverage. Number 17, Nashawn Gillette. And that is your first half. We have the score. Hitsquad 6, Longhorns 0. This half was brought to you by High Tech Doors, famous for the home end doors. All right, so as we rally up this first half, let's talk about some of the takeaways that we were able to see. So we see a couple turnovers. For the most part, nothing too dramatic, but the Longhorns being able to create turnovers, which caused a change of possession and gave them an extra possession, but not able to do anything with it. And the defending champs just doing their thing, making sure they play the long games, kind of like a good boxer. Throwing blows to get you tired out. We saw the Longhorns fighting within themselves on the bench, meaning while the offense is on, the defense is fighting, which we know that the defense is playing a very amazing, very good game. But once you start having those in-house issues, that can either galvanize the troop or break them apart. We know that if it was the Hitsquad, they've shown 2 years in a row that they know how to bounce back. The first year being 8-1, second year being 9-0-1, I believe. Either way, both years came out in the championship year. So we know they could take a punch with the best of them and bounce back, and it wouldn't affect the game or the season. But as it stands, no other team have been able to showcase that. So this 6-0 score does not indicate how intense the energy is in the arena right now. You can cut it with a butter knife, right? But for me, luckily for me, I get the best seat in the house, and I have the privilege to share that moment with you. And I'm expecting, if I was a gambling man, that the second half there would be more scoring. Potentially 2 scores from one team and 1 score from one. So if you do the math, it's either going to be a tie or one team's going to win by a touchdown. But I'm not a gambling man. I'm just an honest man, especially on Saturday. I'm just here to try to add some energy, some excitement. So feel free to blow up the comment box if you are watching from YouTube. Even better, feel free to show up and fill up the seats so we can hear your voice. We're always looking to collaborate, to improve, and to put out the best football and showcasing the talent available in the GTA. So again, shout out to all the sponsors for making this possible. Shout out to all of viewers, our brothers down south in the US or in Mexico. And most importantly, to our brothers here at home, all over Canada, we appreciate you. GTIFL, week 5. We saw the Thunder being able to pull out the victory in the first game with plays on defense and offense. Let's see if there's a team who's gonna reproduce that same formula and walk out with the W. I know the Longhorns came in this thinking and feeling that it would be them. And I know that the Hitsquad are very upset with me and my colleague when we tell them that this is an opponent that they have to be worried about. So as we get into the second half of this game, second half is brought to you by Sunny House Construction, full service home construction. All right. We're back at it again with your boy Coach E on the mic. second half of Game 2. Defending champs versus the new kids on the block. Week 5, GTIFL. We're starting. And it is a false start. False start. We have some movement on the offense, pushing them back. 1st and 30. Sorry, no. Half a distance to the goal. 1st and 27. All right, so there's a quarterback switch for the Longhorns. We have Josh Madden at quarterback. Josh Madden is a left-handed quarterback, like the veteran James Maverick. There's a lot of similarity in their games, so maybe Dave was right that this might be another rivalry, because the way James Maverick plays the Hitsquad, no other quarterback have been able to have as many success. And this is why my colleague and I believe these are the new kids on the block. So let's see what happened here. Ball intended to the big receiver, number 88. And we have a second down. Gain of about 8 yards. Johan Jenkins. We have second down. Ball intended to number 6 of the Longhorns, and he makes that catch with a gain of 5. 3rd and 14. Catch made by Michael Souza. So we see the Longhorns walking with purpose, marching down the field. Will they be able to get the first down right here on this play? And again, another passing down. Pass intended to number 26, Trevor Talbot, and it is incomplete. 4th down. And they are punting it. So the Hitsquad will get the ball back in their end zone. So again, in this league, the punt, there's not an actual kick like in most leagues. It is simply an exchange of possession where the team will start in their own end. We have first down, motion in the backfield, toss to number 17, who is quick and gets hit. And we have a little bit of some motions going on. Looks like it's holding on defense. So the ball will be coming back anyways. Half a distance to the goal. First down anyways. No game. And the run by Tremaine And back to what was the original spot. We have second down, 2nd and 19. All right, so eligible receiver Teddy Noel. We see the power formation here with the twins at the left side of the screen. Quarterback keeps and follows his blocker and nowhere to go with 3. Oh, fumble. It looks like there's a fumble and recovered. Fumble recovered by number 53, Jesse Willig. Whoa. Hey, listen. These Longhorns are very emotional. But emotional in the sense that you light a fuse, they might just blow up on you or on themselves. But right now, it looks like they have an opportunity to blow up on the Hitsquad and put the pressure on them for the first time during this game. So we have Josh Madden hands up the ball to Daniel Seymour, who rolls off the tackle and only gains a yard. First man on the play, Maurice Frazier. We have a second down. All right, we see the motion. And the ball was slightly behind them. I'm not sure if they knew, but for the first time this game, we see both the quarterback and the running back not being on the same page, which doesn't happen much because those two have played together. Indoor, outdoor, they're no stranger to each other. We have third down. So let's see if the cadence is still going to be the same here. But we can see the right side of the field being loaded with some motion. So we can expect a pass. And again, it's an errant pass intended to number 6. Incomplete. Fourth down. All right, so we got a fourth down. Fourth and crucial. So we can expect a pass. And he passes it, but does not get far enough. Pass caught by number 26 of the Longhorn, Trevor Talbot. Turnover on down. Hitsquad on their goal line. All right, first down, and they're going back to Ice being the quarterback, and look at that locomotive go. Stiff arm the first player, but couldn't get away from the veteran, number 2, Levon Nelson. Who knows how to tackle big boys? Because he's a big boy himself. However, plays it safe and never puts his body in harm's way. Second down. So you see Ice back at quarterback, adding that element of an option read from a quarterback standpoint. And he gets leveled by his former teammate, number 0, Dustin Murray. Third down. Gain of 8 yards. All right. Okay, and you see again the quarterback keep following his block. And who's on the tackle? Jesse Willock. He throws it, and he's able to make it through. He breaks the tackle. He keeps going. He might go all the way. But hold on. We got a flag. We got a flag. So it looks like the quarterback may have crossed the line of scrimmage. So which would mean that's a legal pass downfield, negating the touchdown. Wow. Wow. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! The Longhorns are gonna lose it right now because even I thought the penalty was on them. So we see the captains trying to get clarity as to what happened, because if that penalty is not on the Hitsquad, then that touchdown would be valid, and that would be a big run by Mr. Thomas Choo 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 Cormel Locomotive. Get that TD, sir. Let's stop the clock. What's going on here? You see the emotions. You see the emotions. I told you, the tension is thick. It's tight. Right? The score is even tighter if that touchdown doesn't count. But if it does, we have 12 to nothing. Oh, wow. The commissioner has stepped in and ruled the touchdown, making it 12 to nothing. Wow. 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 I don't know if that's a veteran call they got or just pays to be lucky. I'm not all the way up here. It's hard to really understand what took place. Again, my assumption is that the quarterback, which was Ice Savory, passed the line of scrimmage when he passed the ball or tossed the ball to Thomas, which was his running back, who in that particular play was a lead back with Tremaine. But when there was nowhere to go, Ice took that step back and shot a jump shot. And when there was nowhere to go, Thomas said, "Get on my back," literally, and went and scored that touchdown. So we're back here for the conversion. We're here for the conversion. The defender, Dustin, has his back turned and is not ready for the play, but it still doesn't matter because that pass was intended for Teddy Newell, but thrown on the ground. And that's what you call a ground ball. And you see both teams very, very, very emotional, right? Amongst themselves, yelling because they have expectations and want the best for each other, but also very frustrated against their opponent, even though a lot of them are very close friends off the field and are able to play within the white lines. So you see the morale of the Longhorns being heavily affected. Let's see what they do on offense. And some would argue that this is the championship pedigree, to get underneath your skin, play your game where the game is dictated by the pace of which you want to go through, but at the same time, you are doing a whole bunch of that, where there's 4, 5, 6, 7 people on the tackle. But again, we still see that laundry on the field. So let's see what it is. So the flag is on the defense. And it looks like necessary roughness, which is a major penalty, or unsportsmanlike. Still first down, 5 to go. All right, and he gives this to his running back, who shimmers and goes nowhere. Tackle on the play by number 51, Maurice Fraser, and number 7 coming to make sure that not another yard gets gained, Jules Trench. Definitely making sure that you know why he got the name. He ain't scared of no trenches. And you see the running back upset, understanding how physical the game is going to be required. And the pass intended downfield, incomplete. And it looks like a player was ran into the board and he might be hurt. He's getting up gingerly and limping. So that's third down, and we see again some laundry. Both teams are moving on up, which means that the flag is on the defense. Automatic first down. Running back gets the ball, hurdles. Woo! Press that Y button, he gets stripped, and it's a fumble. It's a fumble. Fumble created by Ice. Fumble created by Ice. Wow. After that highlight reel, pressing the Y button, hurdle, as he lands, the veteran Ice Savory is there to strip the ball. Recovered by number 19. Hitsquad. First down. In their own end zone, with most of the field to go. 13 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. The score is 12-0, which is a 2-possession game. You can see the defense is getting frustrated, right? And it may have started in the very beginning when they were fighting with themselves on the bench, which is unheard of. And now you're seeing them with just cause of frustration, but showing some poise, making sure that they play above it. And again, the quarterback, Sam, gets back in the backfield with a 2 running back, making sure max protection. Ball is intended, going downfield for Andre, incomplete. Incomplete. On the play, number 22, Dave, and number 2, Levon Nelson. As both teams are complaining about the big hits or the hits against the board, you hear our spotlight player basically confirming that he isn't a dirty player and is not trying to hurt anybody. A lot of these men have jobs, kids, and ultimately are just here to compete and stay in shape. So we have a run to Tremaine, and he keeps going for a couple of yards, carries about 4 to 5 Longhorns with him for a gain of 2 yards. Third down. All right. So we have the run with some blockers. He keeps going, and he is stopped short. Fourth down. Whew, this tension, man. This is very dramatic. I'm running out of words. All right, so they're punting it, even though they got fourth and short. They're punting it, playing it safe. They have the lead, so the pressure is not on them, but the pressure is on the Longhorn, who have been able to methodically march down the field, but not able to get some points. All right, Josh Madden hands it up to his running back again, who fumbled the first play, and now lower his shoulder and gains about 10 yards. All right, and now you see the bench, more so the defense of the Longhorns, trying to get in the heads of the Hitsquad. Again, pass intended to the big receiver, Johan Jenkins, who gets a couple of yards. Third and 9. Fourth down. Hey, it looks like there's some choking happening now. All right, this seems to be going for right here. Quarterback rotates and incomplete. And we have a flag. We have a flag. Yeah, so it looks like the flag is on the Hitsquad, which I believe I understand the Longhorns' frustration, where they may feel like they're not getting enough flag, but now we see one more going in their favor, right? Again, emotions are high. That's automatic first down. We have a run. Gain of 2. And you can see the running back is being frustrated because he has no room to run. And he's being constantly met by several Hitsquad. So you see the motion. And again, he might be going to his trusted running back, receiver. And again, of course, Johan Drinken comes up with the catch for a gain of 5 yards. All right, so as we're running out of time here, with the last 6 minutes clocking in, if the Longhorns do not score right here, we can almost guarantee a game. Because even if they get the ball back, there may not be enough time to make a dent. Similar to the last game where the score was very much so the same, we see that the last 10 minutes can be very crucial. And it's one of those where, regardless if you're on offense or defense, you got to dig deeper and find that extra gear and cancel out all the noise, which will allow you to be able to focus on your task. So we have a pass here down the middle, and it's picked off. He might, oh, he's slow. Oh, maybe he's not. He might go all the way. Wait. Is there any penalty? Is there any flags? No, there's not. But that's still a big run, bringing his team down to the 1 yard line. A huge pick, huge run by the Hitsquad. Number big play. That was the big play. I believe it was number 33 that made the catch and ran out of it back. Marlon McPherson. Marlon, you were just an inch short from putting this game away, but you put your team in the best position possible to be able to walk out with points here with 4 chances. Well, I, for one, I'm a humble man, so I'm going to say I'll take my words back. I really expected more of a battle between the two teams. I felt that these two teams are better matched than the scoreboard could have shown. And again, because the Hitsquad themselves know that they are a second half team, I felt like that might be something where against a team like the Longhorns might harm them. But they did the exact opposite. They were able to come out fast, score quick, and now slow the game down to a point where the Longhorns are the one who are rushing and potentially playing out of style, out of character, and you're seeing those mistakes being capitalized by the Hitsquad. So it's still first down. There was a penalty. Now it's 1st and 10. And again, they're going to hand it off, chew up that clock. On the tackle, number 0, Dustin. Making sure that the gain is minimal, making it 2nd and 8. All right, and again, a fake, but nobody falls for it. Quarterback is sad. Oh no, more laundry. Oh no, more laundry. It looks like it might be a face mask. Oh, that hurts. That definitely hurts. That definitely hurts. So puts them under one. So that's an automatic first down. So again, they have 2 minutes. They got 2 minutes to score. And you see them strip the ball and Hitsquad. Oh, who has it? Who has it? And the Longhorns have it. The Longhorns recovered it. However, they might just be running out of time. Big stop by the Longhorn defense, making sure that those emotions did not come and harm them, but the time might be another enemy of theirs. So, as we wrap this up, my thought on this game was nothing short of the expectations. I knew this was going to be a very high emotional game. I knew that sparks would fly. There would be a lot of hard hitting. I expected a higher score. However, 12-0 is essentially the Hitsquad MO. They play a style of game that very few teams in this league can play. Rather, if they start slow and then kill you in the second half because you feel like you have confidence going up against them and they turn it up. Or like today, where they come out swinging, reminding the whole league that yes, indeed, they are the defending champs. So, with that being said, Week 5 is going to end with the Hitsquad still being the undisputed champs of the GTIFL, walking away with another W of 12-0 against the new kids on the block, the Longhorns, who have still a lot to learn as far as what the standard that is required to be champions. But nonetheless, a lot of highlights. We got to see hurdles. Let's see here if there's going to be anybody who's going to get tossed. And big helmet tackled. Both of the players' helmets come off. And that is the game. It is over at 12-0 with the Hitsquad, again, still the defending champs, and the Longhorns taking the first loss of the season. Again, thank you all to all of our sponsors: Maverick Groups of Constructors, Access Storage, Sunny House Construction, High Tech, Cam-An Pipework, Madonna Engineering, Cooper Inc., Krypton Steel, New Crate Forming. Without you, none of this would be possible. Shout out to the fans in attendance. Shout out to the fans back home. Shout out to all 4 teams that played today. Thunder coming out with a W over the Knights. The Longhorns falling to the Hitsquad. So tune in next week when all teams are in action, with the Supreme team playing against the Hitsquad, the Axolotus playing against the Longhorns, And we are wrapping it up for an exciting week 5 in a GTIFL. From yours truly, Coach E, and everybody here at the GTIFL, we thank you for tuning in. We can't wait to have you with us again next week. GTIFL Week 5, it's a wrap.